Alright everybody, welcome into another episode. This is the Good Bit Podcast and we are absolutely delighted to have you with us this week. Thanks so much. You've nailed it in terms of your episode selection this week. Well done you, because this is going to be an excellent chat with the cast in studio of Singin, I'm No a Billie, She's a Tim, returning to the stages this Edinburgh Fringe Festival at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre. As part of the Fringe this year, the female cast of the Scottish Theatre Classic by Des Dillon, the male cast also having a run as well. The female cast are in studio with me today, chatting all about the show, what it's been like putting it together, how it was received down in London, and all the other chat as well as usual on the Good Bit Podcast. Returning to the show is my good close personal friend Dionne Frati, who was on the show before chatting about Mean Girls. So if you enjoyed today's episode and you want to hear more chat from the one and only Dionne, you can go back and check out that episode. Of course, we don't just talk about Mean Girls for an hour, although I'm sure we could have, but we have the usual shenanigans and tomfoolery that you can come to expect here on the Good Bit on that episode as well. Her castmates Jade, McDonald and Rachel Ogilvy are also in studio with us today. All three of them in chatting with me, telling me all about the shows that they're about to perform at the Edinburgh Fringe that opened on the 31st of July. And will be running on the 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, the 12th, 13th, 14th and returning on the 18th, 20th and 21st at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. That's all throughout August for Singin, I'm No a Billie, She's a Tim, and we're about to have a chat about the show right now here on the Good Bit Podcast. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoy. Let us know what you think. And here it is, my chat with the cast of Singin, I'm No a Billie, She's a Tim, Dionne Frati, Rachel Ogilvy and Jade McDonald. There we go. Right, we're here. Thanks everybody for tuning in this week. We have Dionne about to do a first taste test of the Tim Hortons caramel latte.
Sorry, I wasn't aware. We've been in a bit.
Right, go.
Right, okay.
She's also not holding a microphone. She's very unprofessional.
Okay, here I go.
Do you hear me?
Aye, right. Do a bit of ASMR. Here we go.
It's roasting. It's roasting hot. Oh, I've got a sweat on. Right, hold on. That wasn't fair. Next
It's
one.
roasting in this room. It's roasted in Dionne's mouth.
Oh. 7 out of 10.
I was going to say, what's the rating? What's the rating?
7 out of 10.
This episode is not sponsored by Tim Hortons, but we'd love a sponsorship if anybody's listening out there. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for
Up
cheers.
the bum.
Oh, baby, oh,
I mean, thank you very much for making the time. Really appreciate you all. Straight from the photo shoot.
Yep.
Yes.
How did it?
Yes.
I know.
I don't need a mic. I'm loud. I was on the pavilion.
Used to just hold your mics at like a neutral part and just all speak into
just-
it.
I know,
Right,
that'll
swing
shame
it
you
out.
you're stuck between two.
I'll get my coffee.
There we go. So what was the what?
Sorry.
It'd be good if we could get mics in this. Do
That would be so helpful.
You should get the wee clippy clip. You should
I know.
You should get the clippy clips.
Do you know what? There probably is better solutions. I like the aesthetic
Yeah, I get that.
of
The
the microphone.
microphone.
Because you'll know this as a performer. Sometimes you don't know what to do with your hands.
I don't know what, honestly.
Honestly, we did a photo shoot this morning.
Oh,
to bring it
yeah.
back into what you asked us. We did a photo shoot this morning, and I genuinely, what would we like? Both of us had our hands, and then he
Yeah.
made Jane put her hands in her
Oh,
pockets.
I know. I was like, yeah, like.
Yeah, put my hands in my pockets.
I feel like I was like
And I was
a
like,
Zara
right.
model.
I was doing my power pose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what to do with your hands, so I get having a mic just to hold something. I'm holding my will to live and my coffee.
Yeah. However, empty coffee cup acting is
Oh,
bane of my
A
life.
whole other conversation, really.
You just go empty coffee cup, empty coffee cup.
it's a whole skill, right? Because why would you not just put a bit of water in it?
There must be a reason. Health and safety.
Health and safety.
Danger,
I
danger.
always think what a ready it'd be if it like fell on the floor, and everybody would know. That's it. That's what I'd be really scared of it doing. No. But aye, so
Anyway, the tea is lovely. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Courtesy of Tim Hortons and producer Iona.
Thank you, Iona.
Cheers,
She
Iona.
is the best.
She's the best.
We love you.
So, what type of pictures were you taking? Was it like Rangers and Celtic themed? Was it just like, hey, we are here at the pavilion about to perform?
Sorry, why did we just go to
I
America?
know. Here we are at the pavilion.
I'm sorry, is this not a Boston Celtics versus New York Rangers?
Hello,
Rangers.
everybody. I can't actually
Well,
Take that off my CV.
Hack tour.
I kept saying that on holiday, right? And I was like, that's not the context that I should be.
No, definitely not.
No.
Definitely
No.
not.
Oh dear.
So
it was
go back
just
to your
just
question,
photos.
yeah.
Just photos.
Just 40s, mate.
PG
It was
40s.
for the
Colours of
newspaper
40s.
because they're going to do an article on. I think it's based on the fact that we're in the pavilion.
Right.
Because I'm actually doing another one on Thursday. Plug.
Plug.
For another show that's in the pavilion. So I think it's just an article about shows that are going on in the
Right,
pavilion
right.
to promote the pavilion because it's been taken over by different people. They've got different types of shows now. So I think it's just to make sure that audiences are aware of what the pavilion's brand kind of is now, and that they're bringing old shows, classic shows, new shows, all of that. So we were all in our football tops. The male cast was there as well.
Aye.
And you were in your shirt.
Yep.
And you were in your shirt.
It's a good
And
shot.
trousers. And
And
trousers.
trousers, shoes.
Yeah, and trousers.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is good.
The whole shebang.
Good. Well, Dionne, this is welcome back to the podcast because we did this before and no one knows this, so probably everybody will be able to figure it out. Remember, it just never worked for the first half an hour.
Oh my God.
And we
yeah,
had to
forgot about that.
redo it the day after. We put on the same clothes.
I forgot about
We
that.
sat in the same place.
So we did.
And we had the exact same conversation. I was like, so how have you been? I mean,
What was so funny about all of it, might I add, is you made me wear the same clothes, do the same thing, do the full setup again, and was like, nobody will ever know. I'm going to edit it. Like, made it so good that it was so slick and so smooth that no one would ever know we did it across 2 days. The first thing he says is, we filmed this yesterday and it didn't work. And I was like, what? What have you just done at the start of the podcast? You said it. And I was like, why am I in the same clothes then?
why is it?
Why have I meticulously placed this bit of hair like that? Because it was like that yesterday. I'm
Is
like,
there anybody
what?
going to be saying, are they having the same conversation as
Yeah.
they did the day before?
Yes, we
I
did.
don't know. I think I like the transparency of the fact that I'm
Yeah.
being honest, but I mean, we did such a good job of making it look
wouldn't
real.
have known.
You know what I mean?
You
You would
wouldn't
never
have
have known.
known.
You were just telling us about being on. You were being stuck on a cruise ship. Was what you were telling us about on that
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Iona's dad listened to it, and every single time Iona mentions you, he always goes, "Is that the one with the cruise ship?"
I love that. I'm known as the stuck on the cruise ship gal.
Aye.
I'll
I
never
take
knew
it.
you were
I've been
stuck
known
on
as
it.
a lot worse.
That's true.
Yeah, I was you
How
didn't know
long
this?
for?
Well, listen to the podcast.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's the Mean Girls episode. You know, I got stuck during COVID. I'll go to this
Yeah,
one.
why did you go that one?
I just felt more fun going over here.
Yeah. Share.
During COVID, I got stuck in a cruise ship.
How long for?
82 days. I've actually, I don't know if I had
Wanna
this.
go this one?
Yeah,
That's
I've
a
had
long
this
time.
Why don't you just take one of the mics?
because I feel like
I feel like I'm interviewing you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, I
Right.
feel like see when you're in the movies.
the movies, baby.
You know how when
Are we
they do it and
American
it's
again?
Like, stop, and it's like all the flashing lights,
aye,
and
aye.
it's the mics up at her face. I
That's
feel
what
like
you
I
feel.
feel like that.
Yeah.
I feel like Britney Spears circa 2009.
We have to capture every word.
You're so good at that voiceover artist.
Very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank
What
you very
was I
much.
saying? I actually, to commemorate that being stuck on a cruise ship, I got a wee tattoo of a boat.
It says 82 days.
Funny story.
Was it the
I was
love
supposed to get 82 days on it, but I drew the sketch. I'll not bore you with the details, but I basically did it while I was in Malia last year at 32 years of age, and I was meant to get 82 on it, but I got so nervous and so hyped up about picking the boat that I just ended up with a boat.
And
I thought you were going to say,
where
I just
is
got an 8. It's your favourite number.
where is your tattoo?
It's at the side here.
Oh, I might have a wee shaft at that.
We have to have a look, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the new.
No.
Well, the camera's the
I
mic.
mean, I don't know. We'll get a picture of it now.
Nice one.
Ah,
Okay.
that's nice you commemorated that.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
cute,
that's
isn't
good.
it?
That was an event.
I would do something like that. I like the idea of a tattoo, but can you imagine me with a tattoo? I would just look ridiculous, right?
Single teardrop.
It means I've killed a man. But I don't know what I'd like
Something
something.
on your neck. Like
Aye,
Subtle.
a face tattoo.
Aye.
Something like that.
A
not,
strong no there.
not right now, but maybe in the future. I feel like we owe
Yeah.
it to society. I feel like it's a thing in life,
Yeah.
so we should do it. You know, but I don't know what I'd get.
So here's
Dionne.
do it.
The mo-
Do it. It would look brilliant. Everyone get a Dionne tattoo. If you don't, you don't like me.
Aye.
No, here's my thing on tattoos, right? I'll do it quick. I'll not bore you with the details. That's my catchphrase. I'm going to get a tattoo of that. No, as an actor, and you'll get it, I was always taught that you need to be like this blank canvas.
Right.
And you can't have any individuality about yourself. And I stuck to that for so long, like right up until I was like 27, 28. I always had brown long hair.
Yep.
I never wore a lot of makeup. I never had my nails done. I never really wore fake tan. I wore fake tan when I was younger, but then I stopped. My clothes would always be like plain black. Like I just didn't define myself with how I looked, which has good and bad qualities. And then I just started seeing like people that were younger than me, not much younger than me, coming up with like cool hair, coloured hair, tattoos, piercings, like all of these things. And actually what happened was they stood out because they were just being true to who they were as people instead of trying to be this blank canvas. And I know it's only a tiny tattoo and you can't even see it anyway, so I get that it's a wee bit ridiculous that I'm going on this chat about it, but I changed my hair colour. I started like just wearing things that I wanted to wear because actually I'm not a blank canvas. I am a specific type of person and specific type of casting, and I can't be it all. So the minute I stopped that, I kind of got over the thing of tattoos, and now I want way more tattoos, way more piercings, because I'm like, I like them. So if it's going to stop me from getting a job, it wasn't my job in the first place now.
Absolutely.
But I think a lot of actors have got that in the back of their head of like, don't change what you look like, don't get tattoos, don't get piercings, don't get blue hair. And it's like, nah, get blue hair.
Yeah, and then you never know. It's a new film with someone with blue hair and all these tattoos.
No, absolutely. So get your tattoo.
Get your tattoos,
I think
man.
that's the reason that I've never had tattoos either, because I was sort of brought up with that mindset as well. So maybe I should get a wee Dionne tattoo.
A Dionne tattoo.
Should we all just get one?
What a revelation.
So we should all get a boat with an 82, and people are like, "What is this?"
Oh,
Like,
it's for my pal Dionne.
Oh.
She like it. She was stuck at sea.
I'll let you. You wouldn't understand. I'll let her tell you. It could be good promo for the podcast. If you want to know,
Watch
you can listen.
episode. Find out the episode number. I'm going to plug it every moment.
I don't know we're closing in on episode 150, so I don't know whether to do like a big fancy one or not. I don't know what to do. It feels very self-indulgent. You know what I mean?
No.
I'll talk about myself for 150
Yeah, why
episodes.
not?
American again.
I mean,
But
do the full thing.
do the full thing.
Let's go for it.
So I
If
don't
you're going
know.
to do it, do it.
Speaking of American, I've got a question to ask you.
I know what you're
You know what I'm going to say? Right, okay,
I don't know,
cool.
I'm intrigued.
So a few months ago, we were working together, right? We did a thing where we worked as
was
mad.
silly.
What were we doing? We were like castle guards and mistresses and
Yeah,
that,
I
weren't we?
was a maid.
Maids. I don't know, I
Yeah.
got mistress from...
Yeah.
But maids, and I was a
What
butler.
kind of film was this again?
Wasn't it a film?
It wasn't a film, it was a site-specific thing.
Yeah.
It
was funny.
It was really nice. I mean, it was these big, like, fancy castles that American guests were coming to,
yeah. It
and
was
we were just,
beautiful.
like, bowing to them and welcome to. We were, like, part of the aesthetic, right?
Good
Just
evening.
wee extra parts, right? So it was nice and fun. And then, like, the week after, you had posted on your socials that you were going to the Pavilion to see a show or something like that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you ended up hanging out with Bam Margera from Jackass.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And so does everyone.
Yeah.
And the second one is,
So did
why?
Hulk Hogan.
And so did Hulk Hogan.
Miss you, brother.
Until I saw Hulk Hogan's tweet, I thought he was dead. Yeah. So tell us the story. How you ended up on Jackass, and what were you thinking? I was going to ask you.
I thought you were going to talk about the wee American job that we did together when I was talking about Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Bobby Lashley. Yeah, I
don't
know.
wanna chat about that.
Oh, we
It's
could
another
chat about that as well.
Yeah, I know.
So tell us about that. Tell us about Bam.
I went to go see Blind Boy with my brothers, and he had Kevin Bridges on as a guest, and it was like a wee podcast thing at the Pavilion. It was great. And I had bought my brothers that for Christmas, and then we were walking up to the car park, and fucking Bam was just there. And my brother was like, "Is that Bam?" And we were like,
Bam for
Dan,
Jackass."
shut up, thinking he's pure making fun of somebody. And then we
Aye.
were like, "Oh, fuck, it is Bam." And then we were just chatting to him, and he was so nice. And then he was like, "Hey, record me." And he was
Was he
made
doing
me
something really
film it on his
dangerous, like
phone.
jumping off
And
something or
then
something?
he just started reciting this mad monologue to my brother. And then he snatched the phone at my hand and went, "I need to colour correct this," and put it in black and white. And then he went, "Send me that," and gave me his number. So I've got Bam's number for some reason.
Phone him right now.
No, honestly. Do you think we could?
Phone him.
Do it.
I love stories
I
like
kind of
that.
want
You're
to.
live on
Do
the
it.
podcast.
Hey, Bam, welcome to the podcast.
He would love that.
Guest at my podcast.
Ask him what he thinks about a Tim Hortons coffee.
No.
We're all American. We're all American.
Oh, honestly. But it was mental. He was great.
Oh, is he Canadian?
He was a good laugh.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
I feel like stuff like that always happens to you.
The weirdest stuff.
Honestly, man.
all
You
the
do.
time.
What was it you went to see? What was that show? The last thing you went to see, and you weren't supposed to go to the Jack Black thing.
Oh, Tenacious D?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Tenacious D. Nothing really happened there, but it was fun.
Oh, it was just cool.
Sweet
Yeah, it was
Jack
cool.
Black outside and
I
all.
just met Jack
Fit
Black.
record me, man.
Record me, brother.
See if that happened, I would believe that. I'd be like, I
I
know.
I'd be
Yep.
very jealous.
I meet
would
the
love
most
Jack
mad
Black.
people all the time.
Honestly, like stories like that are like what I live for, right? See, why was, first of all, why was he in Glasgow?
Yeah.
He was just cutting about the streets
No, it was
outside
just wearing
theatres.
flip-flops. I was like, what's going
Well,
on?
he was supposed to do a show, was he not? And they
Yeah, and
cancelled
he
it or something.
cancelled, and that's what the big monologue was about, because he was raging about, like, the producers or something like that. But I think he'd been drinking or something
Do you
like that,
think?
and that's why it was cancelled. And it was just, yeah.
Mild
But he was
possibility.
great. Good laugh.
Good laugh, Bam.
Yeah.
What
And
a
you've
band.
got his number, so you can go and visit him
Aye.
any day.
That's so funny.
Do you think if you, not right now, please don't phone him right now, but if you text him,
Why
would he
not?
have any recollection?
No, he patched me. I did actually text him. I went, Bam, you're a legend, buddy. Have a good
Get
night.
the messages up, let's see.
Aye, let's
Bum.
prove it.
Bum.
Prove it.
My brother was like
You're a
that.
legend.
Say body, because they like it when you say body. And I was like, okay.
Did you not make a Jackass joke?
No, I was scared, because he's obviously fell out with all the jackets.
Ah, so he was, aye. And he
What
looks
is it?
significantly different now as well, so I wouldn't even know it was him.
I've got a new phone. Is it going to be on this?
Oh, no.
No,
very
it's
good,
not
aye.
yet.
No,
yeah.
here
Heard it all
is.
before.
No.
Oh, we've got it, guys.
He read it. 23/04/2024. The best day of my life.
Show the camera.
Proof.
Wait,
Proof.
he's
Oh,
not-
wait, his number's on it.
Oh, aye,
We
aye.
can't
I'll
even-
do that then.
Can you-
Nobody's
can you-
phoning Bam because he's my pal.
Can you click on the video and I'll
Yeah.
just show the video?
Yeah.
So this was on your Instagram story.
He posted it.
Injured from a fight from
He
Los
posted it,
Angeles,
oh.
which isn't
He got
true.
injured.
Because what's true is that there's a scam that promoters do.
He's got a
where they
point.
book a tour,
There's a
they
scam.
spend money up front. Usually you're broke as shit.
So it's a scam as well. So he's
Yeah.
a conspiracy.
See, he's got tattoos. Never stopped him.
I never stopped him.
Is that him?
My favourite
outside
episode
the
of
pavilion?
Jackass. What?
Was that him outside the pavilion?
No, it was like across the road. It was, I don't know, it was outside some hotel he was staying at.
But your your favourite Jackass story
is
was
when he was upsetting his maw with the alligator in the house.
Oh right, that
As
would
you would.
You're just laughing at me.
that would upset you.
This episode so far is everything I thought it was going to be.
An absolute riot.
I love it.
I'm trying to be quiet now because I was like,
You need to remember to talk in the mic because we're not going to hear you.
That's good. It's,
You'll do that,
for the
like-
it's for the best.
No, his ma was a nurse and she was getting ready to go to work. I don't know his ma.
I don't
His
know.
fucking ma. And she was going down to go to work and get ready, and then they just had a big alligator in the kitchen. And she was just like,
Just
freaking
for
out.
just for
Aye.
shits and giggles.
Aye, just for shits and giggles.
And then she was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Aye.
Oh,
Good.
sorry.
I like Jackass.
Yes,
You ever watch Jackass, Rachel?
Bits.
I can't imagine you watching Jackass.
Aye, bits and bobs. But
Bits
folk
and bobs.
got really hurt.
It's
It was
pretty bad.
Scary.
It's pretty bad, aye. I saw a film, one of the films, like in the cinema, and I was terrified. It was scarier than any horror
Oh,
film
yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
It's
I would be
terrifying.
shocked that he's not dead. That I would have been. I thought he would have been a ghost. I'd
Well,
have been
yeah.
frightened.
That
he
was a
ghost.
rumour for some reason. When I was wee, I thought he died. This
So
guy.
many people did though.
And then I don't know what that rumour was, and then like celebrities started tweeting saying R.I.P. and he had to reply being like, "Guys, I'm fine."
No,
Like,
because it was like Hulk Hogan had tweeted it and he was like, "Oh, I miss you, brother.
God bless
RIP."
you, brother.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I miss you too, but I'm still alive, brother."
I'm no DJ.
That's funny.
but I was wanting to ask you that because that's hilarious.
It was crazy. Because was that after we had worked together?
Aye.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you were on my radar because we were just obviously working together, and then I saw your thing, and I was like, "Why is Bam for Jackass on?"
Why are we chatting?
Jade and we were just on holiday in Greece, and there was this entertainment guy at the hotel. Right, it was called Johnny, not Johnny Knoxville, but just Johnny in general. That was his name.
Johnny in general. That was
in
his
general,
name.
is his surname. It's a Greek name. So he was just like the hotel entertainment, right? And it was only him, the sole entertainer. So he was in charge of doing
Oh,
all the stuff.
bless
So he
him.
put on like karaoke nights. One day he came down, he's like, "You come to the fire show?" I was like, "Right, okay." He was literally just on the not even a stage, like the concourse of the hotel, just breathing fire. Just like spitting fire out a bottle and all that sort of stuff. So I've got videos. So he was doing my heathen, right? Because he was just always coming up to you when like mid-meal asking, "You're going to sing a song for me, sing a song, come dance." And I was like, "Leave me alone, Johnny." Right? Well, I've known you for 4 days.
Yeah.
I met him in the toilet once. He asked me if I wanted to see a magic trick. Of course I said yes. And then like eventually I was just like, I'm going to have a word with him. So I went over to him and I was going to say to him, "Going to back off." And I said, "What are you doing tonight, Johnny?" And he said, "Oh, well, tonight I'm going home to become a father." So he was leaving to become a dad, and then I felt really like, "Oh, that's really nice, Johnny." And then we went out on like the Faliraki strip, and he took us to a pub, and he walked us all the way round to this club, took us in, I was sat us down, and then disappeared, and we never saw him
Never
again.
saw him again.
And it's just what I was thinking about Bam, like just this guy that cuts about the streets, showing people about, and then disappears
Maybe-
and goes to become dad.
Maybe he didn't work at the hotel. Maybe he just turned up and went,
That's a
"I
theory,
breathe
man.
fire for you. Come and see me." Or it just made stuff up, and the hotel went, "Well, folk seem to like him, so we'll
Folks
let him
just-
hang about."
well, well, see when he left, no hotel entertainment after it.
So,
That's wild. Can I say as well, I didn't realise you were in Faliraki.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Faliraki 2 years in a row. That was my, you know how you're 18 holiday. Oh,
Aye.
my phone.
Your phone's going.
It's my phone bill's due. Sorry. I went to Fallaraki 2 years in a row. That was my, like, teen holiday, was Fallaraki.
It was mental.
It was the place to be. Do great kebabs.
Great kebab. We also have gyros, of course.
Well, that's
nice.
that's what I meant.
Oh,
by
right.
kebab. Here, just want to put it out there, though. What did you just call that?
What?
What did
A
you call
gyros.
a what?
Gyros.
A gyros.
Is that not what you call it?
What do
a
you
kebab.
pause? What do you
No, I
call
don't
it?
call it
Jade?
Ask me. I
You
can't-
say it.
I can't pronounce things.
What do you call it, Rachel?
No saying.
Say
No,
it.
now I'm
Say
scared.
what you say. I
A
don't know why-
gyros.
What?
Don't make me. I feel bad.
A kebab or a gyros?
A gyros. What did you
Well, I
say?
would call it. Well, a kebab and a gyros is two different things.
Gyros.
A gyros.
That would be the
Aye, but
authentic.
You say a gyros, you say a gyros, and I say a
You
gyro.
say-
A gyro. I knew you were going to say
What
that.
one's right though?
It's gyros. That's what they say over there.
Ah, but they've got a Greek accent, so it could be gyro with a Scottish
Can I
accent.
have a pork gyro, mate?
Put a poll in your
Some chicken.
podcast. How do you pronounce it?
That's Johnny. That's the
Oh, he
entertainment man.
looks lovely.
He's a
Nice.
sweetheart.
He was nice.
Kind eyes.
He was really nice.
All right, Jade.
Basically just a strange guy that turned up at the hotel, went, you can say, and breathe your
Sounds
fire
like
over all the guests,
Fallaraki.
that'll be
Breathing
fine.
fire. There you go. That's
Good
the story
man.
of Johnny.
Got to provide for the wains and that, no?
Love
Right, listen, whatever you do to make the money, you have to do it. All right, so the reason you are here, we better talk about that. So a couple of years ago now, when was it? 2022, the first one at the pavilion you did?
2023.
23?
Last year.
Springtime, around that time, summertime, something like that, about a year ago.
September.
Oh,
September, actually.
I'm
I
actually-
just want to say as well, Chris was there.
I know, he did
Yes.
come to the show.
He's just guessing. He was literally there.
July 2014, I think it was. So you did the female version of Singin' I'm No a Billie, He's a Tim, so it's She's a Tim. And we saw it at the pavilion, myself and Iona, we saw you guys all kill it, nail it. The show based obviously in Glasgow with the rivalry between Rangers and Celtic. It's a kind of historical Scottish play. Historical, it's no like Shakespeare, but it's classic. It's an iconic one. I remember reading it when I was in school, just to make you feel old.
Did you?
And like studied it and stuff like that. So it was really nice to see it, and you guys do it obviously because I know Dionne very well, and it was really fun to see. It was also on like an Old Firm weekend, so it was mental. And that's the thing that when we took away from it, we were like, oh my god, that was like a crazy experience. Because I
Brave
don't
choice.
know what it was like for you guys being on the stage at the most rowdy theatre in Glasgow, right before a Rangers and Celtic football game. For those who don't know, it's this legendary rivalry, quite hectic and rowdy. How was it on the stage the first time?
Mental, I would
Mad.
say. Yeah.
There was a lot of, they were very vocal,
Yeah.
is putting it mildly.
Yeah.
There was lots of slight disagreements
Yep.
within the audience membership there.
Slight disagreements.
Slight disagreements. There was lots of, yes, they were very vocal, and they weren't frightened about joining in, which
No.
was, that's brave. I felt we were very brave, but we didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into.
Really, is that what you were thinking this is going to be like? Because obviously, as performers,
know.
what do you expect? Obviously, panto's one thing, but you're thinking this isn't panto.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming it felt a bit like that at times.
I think as well we had asked for advice on how to handle it before we went on stage, because obviously we're all equipped on like panto and stuff like that, like you say, breaking the fourth wall. Like I can think on my feet, as can you two. Like we can speak back, but we're not allowed to break the fourth wall because it's a play.
Right.
It's not a panto, and I think it's kind of where the line is a wee bit skewed, because the audience don't understand that. Because what this play does, and the reason why I love it, is it breaks the boundaries of the traditional theatre goer. So the pavilion as itself as a theatre, even now that it's changed over, is still like, it's the common man's theatre.
Right.
And what I mean by that is all my family who are not like creative theatre people would go to the pavilion to see a show.
Right.
It's really accessible. I understand pricing's a whole other thing, right? But it's an accessible theatre that tells stories that is relatable to the common person. So it attracts people that maybe don't go to the theatre as often, let's say, so they don't understand theatre etiquette.
Right.
Okay.
You
So-
wouldn't go to see a play
No.
necessarily at the pavilion. You'd go
No.
see a variety show,
It's
a tribute act.
Yeah,
Aye.
exactly. And that's what's great about things like the Pavilion, the Kings, the Theatre Royal, is they do a mixture of things that reach out to all types of people, and it's not just about sit and don't speak and watch a play and respect
Aye.
it even if you don't like it. And a part of me kind of loves it as well. But this audience, they go to the theatre and they have this mindset. The majority, I'm making a sweeping statement as well, but the majority of the people that I spoke to, they go, I've paid my ticket and I'm come to see a show. I can say what I want and do what I want. Now, there's lots of people that are speaking and they're not hurting anyone. They just don't understand if I'm singing a Rangers song, if you're singing a Celtic song, why can I not sing along with it?
Yep.
Of course I can. So they're not necessarily going out their way to be nasty or horrible or anything like that. So there was a mixture of those people just want to sing a good song or agree with something that we're saying or yes, because I've won an argument or yes, because Jade's won an argument.
Yeah.
They're just excited for us. But then there was a wee bit of a darker side that we weren't as prepared for. So we were prepared for people to shout, we were prepared for people to sing along with us. We were prepped on all of that. It was when we had essentially bigots, which is what the play is about, who do have the views of these two characters and are not going to change their mind. And a lot of them, it was difficult hearing it from women, especially. So we had a lot of the time we got shouted at about what we looked like. So we had a lot of heckling at that. To give the credit though to the pavilion staff, people got removed. People were shouting and people got removed. In fact, on the first night, somebody was shouting my name, pure man, Dionne, and I was mortified. Don't know who it was.
You don't know who it was?
It wasn't a member of my family or anything. It was apparently somebody that met me about 15 years ago or something, but I don't know them. Anyway, let's not get at that.
Yeah.
But on the scariest one for me was, there was a scene where Jade was kind of downstage right with her back to the audience and I was upstage left. So she had her back to the audience down here and there was a fight that broke out behind Jade so she couldn't see what was going on. Rachel was off. I think you were off.
Yeah, I was
at
off,
this
so
point,
I wasn't aware.
And we heard the shouting and we are so lucky. The three of us got on so well. I feel so supported by these girls. Like, we have a great relationship and I could see on Jade's face, she was a bit like, what's going on behind me? And I could see what was going on behind her. And it's scary because they could have thrown anything at us. It felt very much like a physical threat as well, not just vocal.
Wow.
And this man was full on fighting and security huckled him,
Like
full on fighting, throwing punches because the fans were mixed together, fully huckled him out the theatre, and Jade had her back the entire time. And I was trying to be like, it's all right. So I went on a bit of a rant to talk, to be like, we're all right, they're getting taken out, because we don't leave the stage.
And
I think
so you
that
just ignored it, you just like
just
carried
had
on.
to cope
Did
going.
it beautifully. I mean, it was a very difficult situation.
Absolutely.
It was very volatile. We didn't know what way it was going to go, and you coped with it beautifully. I have to say, big props to you for doing that.
But it was scary, but luckily I was like, we were looking at each other like, we're all right, we're all right, we're all right, we're all right type thing. But it was quite scary. Those points that was the one point.
Absolutely. I used to work at the pavilion, right? I was for the house for a bit, right? And it was mad at some points. Never witnessed a fight, never had to eject anybody or whatever. But the security, out of all the places I've worked, the security were like the most kind of like, if you need me, just call. Well, there's security anywhere. I've worked a couple of theatres. There's obviously going to be security and stuff like that. But this one in particular was like, because we all had like radios and that sort of thing. It was like, if anything happens, just say my name and I'll be there. Like, they were prepared for it as well. So I'm assuming they were there quite quick and that sort of thing. But I also worked at a football show. It wasn't Billie and Tim. It was a Rangers show. And that was, out of all the shows I worked, the most rowdy one. Just because, as you say, people feel like they paid the money. They're like, I will have a good time. And nothing's going to stop me. You know what I mean? I do it at the game every week. Why can't I do it in the theatre? You know,
they
and
don't understand the difference between a football match and a play for a lot of them as well. So it is a bit, because that's what we're talking about as well. So it makes it kind of different. But also, what I will say is we had an amazing mix of like theatre goers as well, because we had a new spin on it on the girls version. I think we attracted quite a lot of theatre fans as well to see what the other side's going to be. It's interesting because we had a lot of comments on social media of guys being like, it's just the same as you guys and all of this. And I was like, that's fine, don't come see it then. But then on the flip side of that, we actually opened doors for a lot of people who maybe wouldn't have came and seen the male version because it maybe would have been too rowdy. Good call. It's like a hit and a miss type thing.
So that was a run at the pavilion, but you're about to do a Fringe run as we're approaching the Edinburgh Fringe Festival 2024. I wasn't American. Could have been. I don't even know what accent I was.
Was the Scottish either?
I was going to try and... I don't want to offend anybody.
What accents are on your CV? Because I want to hear you do them all right now.
Scottish.
Bring up your spotlight.
Scottish Central. But yeah, so we went to the Fringe. Tell us about the dynamic of the Fringe then, because it's both the female cast and the male cast, and Dionne has decided to do a second show when she's no performing. So
just because she wasn't getting enough
just
to
because
do.
it's Dionne, you know what I mean? That's just how she rolls.
Felt like it.
So how's it going? Is it, half and half, interchanging?
Bit of them, bit of this, bit of that. We're on, then they're on. We're on at the Edinburgh International Conference Centre at 6 p.m. every night throughout the festival. But you have to be careful because it depends if you want to go and see the boys' version or the girls' version.
Right.
So it's just different dates and different nights.
And sorry if this is a daft question, but what would people see? If people are sitting thinking, which one will I go and see? Obviously, you're going to say come and see your one, right? But is there any differences? Is it the same show? Is it a different vibe?
We think it is.
Yeah.
I would think so.
From the female perspective. And you were saying you were talking about being mothers as well.
Yeah,
changes it.
That totally does, doesn't
And I'm
it?
a grandmother in the show and in real life.
Yeah.
It's the maternal kind of instincts that really kind of come through as well. And like for a female audience to watch that, I'm sure they would feel the same feelings if their children were going through an operation or whatever.
Aye.
Yeah.
So, there is a story to it, and it's not
Right,
just,
right,
It's got heart. Yeah.
just about football, and just about football, that's worthy on its own right. But this is, I was going to say it's theatre as well, but there's
a lot of elements to it, isn't it?
it's very layered.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly layered.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think. And what the last thing you want is people say, I don't want to come and see that because it's about football. And I'm not
Exactly.
I'm not
I'm
more
the one
to
at
it than
football. I'm not,
football.
yeah.
It's about so much more than that. There's so much more to it than that.
Can you tell us what, like, so for people who don't know it, like, what is it? What is the story? What's Billie and Tim all about?
So it's about a Celtic fan and a Rangers fan getting stuck in a cell together. And basically, they're basically having these arguments between like history, culture, all the rest of it. The turnkey Harriet is like getting some news that she's having to deal with her family, but she's also trying to keep doing her job essentially. And she's got these two idiots in the cell just causing chaos.
Yep.
And these conversations happen. They kind of start seeing each other's side a little bit, and towards the end, they kind of meet a kind of mutual respect, I would say, of each other. They kind of become pals, which is quite nice because in the first half, it's pure hatred.
Yep.
But it really kind of turns round.
I was just going to add to what Jade said there as well. One of the things we discussed in rehearsals was it's this integrated hatred, like a family tradition almost, and somebody who's grew up in a scheme and also a very football area. It's kind of like you inherit this, and what I find quite interesting is it's more pushed on boys. I would say, from my experience, this thing of like your dad's a Rangers fan, you're a Rangers fan, you support Rangers, and what happens then is some people can separate football and politics and religion, but some people can't, and they don't understand why they can't, and it's purely because your dad's supported that team. And I get it. Listen, my dad was a diehard Rangers fan. He was buried in a Rangers top that said Rangers till I die. Here we go. I get it. However, for a lot of people, when they spout a lot of bigotry and hate, not everyone, it's actually they don't realise what they're saying.
They don't understand
it's
it.
just learned behaviour from beforehand. And this play explores it. And it's these two people unlearning the bigotry and sectarianism and hatred that they have for one another and just see each other as people. And it's all kind of shown through Harriet's character, showing us the humanity in these two people, showing us that no matter what your beliefs are, even though they're not sure, we're still human beings who go through these problems, and we all are equal in that sense. And the play does a really good job of showing it, but it's that integrated. That's what we spoke a lot about. It's integrated within you. Of you've been sitting at a dinner table and you've heard like a family member talking about Catholics in a certain way, Protestants a certain way, political parties in a certain way, all because you support one team over another, and it becomes this big thing that's not just about football and the history behind it. And sometimes it's uneducated, sometimes it is educated and it's understood, but sometimes it's not. And the play basically explores breaking that down.
Absolutely, and that's what I've always loved about the play, because it's not as if I don't really have a big connection to that sort of thing, right? I love football and I'm a Rangers fan, that sort of thing, and I'm a Rangers fan because my family were Rangers fans and stuff, but I never even understood. Still to this day, I don't understand everything about all the deep roots and the religion and the real hatred and that sort of thing.
What team you should support shouldn't define you as a person, which is really what I like about the play. Is I understand that it can define you in many positive
Absolutely.
ways, and I appreciate that. And I think sport is such. Obviously, I'm a big rugby fan, so I'm in the wrong show. But I understand that a sport can help you in many ways. It can give you guidance, especially what some of these football teams are founded upon are massive. And I've went and done the research on it, and some of them are fabulous. I'm not going to go into that too much, but when it defines you in a bad way to put hate towards another person, it's when it's too much. But the thing that I think that the female version is a good idea to go and see it is, personally, I grew up around really big football fans, and I saw it a lot in boys, and the girls got away with it. And when you walked about my scheme, if somebody asked you what team you supported as a boy, you had to say a certain one. Nobody asked the girls.
No.
We were forgot about. But see if you go to the games now, full of women who
Absolutely.
fully support the team. I'm not saying they're bigots or not. I'm just saying women really support their team, and I'm obviously there's women's football that are doing amazing, by the way. But they seem to forget that women also support the male team and are diehard fans of the team. It's not just a male-dominated sport because it's a male sport.
Yep.
A lot of these people that buy season tickets are women, and they deserve to be represented, whether they're bigots or not. I'm like, so
Exactly.
I almost love that these women are bigots at the start of the play, and they're
And are so
they're
passionate
full
about
mouth
it.
and love
Yeah.
the football, because too many times we see women on these kind of sport things where they don't have the hatred side and they're all nice ladies about it. They're not. They're
Yeah.
mental.
Right.
And it's good that you can see
Yep.
it as well, but still see the humanity behind
It
it.
humanises
as well.
people, yeah, absolutely. You said you're a big rugby fan. What is the noise you make when someone scores a try? That's not what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Remember, you used to go, oi, 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 oi.
I know, but I didn't want to do that because I'd be really embarrassed. I actually do still do that, by the way. I'm
That
not
was
even
going to be a
kidding.
in joke there that's now been ruined.
Because I didn't want to be rude, Chris. I've spoke a lot and then I've got an in-joke as well. I'm sweating, but I used to go, oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. That's what Dionne does when you score
I'm
a
not
try.
kidding, I have done that before.
I still do it when I see rugby players score tries
Oh,
too.
that's cute. I actually do this. I love you. Finn Russell's best.
First time I ever went to see rugby was my husband-to-be took me to the Rugby Sevens of the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow.
yes.
Nice.
And it was so magic, and I loved it so much. I went, I want to go and see it like a full-on rugby game, please. So he duly took me to the next Scotland match. They won,
Nice.
so I've had to go to every match ever
Because
since.
you were there,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes it didn't work, but hey, it's the taking part that counts.
Absolutely. Honestly, but superstitions like that, like if I'm wearing a football top and then I'm watching football and they lose, I'm like, I can never wear this top again.
Yeah.
I can't sit on this spot of the couch ever again.
I'm the same.
Terrible. It makes no sense. So what are the dates you're on? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays for...
Get yourselves along.
I think
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays.
and one Sunday, I believe.
Hold on, I'm getting
Hold that.
I don't think it's that right.
The 4th, the 5th, the 6th and 7th, the 12th, the 13th and 14th, the 18th, 20th and 21st of August.
All right, okay, that's lovely. That
No worries. Got you.
All right, okay.
this
That's
is nice.
No problem.
Great. So if anyone wants to go see, please go see.
Come see us.
Come see us.
Nice one.
You'll be more than welcome.
You'll be. You can sing songs as long as they're nice.
Yeah, join in.
Join in. Jade, tell us about the film you just did that I just saw win an award.
Oh yeah, Billie.
Yeah.
That
is
would
this?
make me emotional.
What is this for you in this name?
I know, by the way, it's following me about. Yeah, so my director, Kai Peacock, just won Best Director.
Great name, by the way.
Congratulations.
Great name.
He is the best man ever. I absolutely love him. It initially started as a TIE tour about raising awareness about gambling and the effect of other of gambling. So it's about this 16-year-old girl called Billie, and her mum's gambling, her dad's in hospital with a heart attack, and her brother comes home to kind of help her out, but he's not really, he's also kind of affected by gambling. So it's about how this is affecting her and her life. And it's really quite sad, actually, and I think a lot of people don't really realise how much that can affect people around you if you do have this kind of issue, but it also shows you how serious and what actually counts as gambling. Like on our TIE tour, we went all around Scotland, and Kai kind of would speak to the young people at the end, and he would say at the end, so how many of you play FIFA? And they would all put their hands up, and you know how you can, like, what is it, you trade on FIFA or something like that, or you buy cards or something, and that counts as gambling, and that's that's
The minute you put money on something, you don't know what the outcome
You
is.
don't
It's
get it.
that's gambling, and that's
point.
what young people to the age of like 12 or something, 13, playing
Right.
FIFA that do that, and essentially they are gambling. So it was really interesting. I feel like I learned a lot on that, but we got the funding to make it into a film. And yeah, I had the absolute best time on that set. It was beautiful. The cast and crew.
With Callum Manship. Yes.
Hi, Callum.
Good name.
Yeah, Mr.
Oh, I know
Manship.
who that is.
He was in the year
I've seen him.
below where we studied together.
With us, but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how I know
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, me and
We're
Callum.
basically friends.
basically friends now. But yeah, me and Callum went to uni together. And then, yeah, it was we graduated in 2020. So that was 2022. 2 years later, we were working together, which was really
Can I
nice.
just say, you played a 16-year-old in that? I didn't realise that.
Yeah. I'm just a wee guy.
Nice.
Plays 16. She's
16.
42. And
You'd
I'm
never be able to
21.
tell.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Just feels it.
But no, it was
Great.
brilliant. Yeah, and it was just really nice because you know Mary Quinn. Mary
do,
Quinn
she's
wrote, Billie,
amazing.
and she's amazing. She's a part.
Yeah.
She wrote Billie. Yeah.
She's out.
I love Mary.
Love you, Mary.
I forgot I had the mic.
Need a third mic. This is great.
No, but Mary's amazing. So it was a piece of theatre, really, really powerful, and then it got transposed into film, and yeah,
Nice.
it was just as impactful on the screen, which was really, really nice.
Brilliant.
But yeah, really grateful that I got to do that.
I wish the TIEs we did were transformed into films.
Oh, God, I would love that. The Journey.
The
Is that what it was called? The Journey? The
Or,
journey of Jack missing the ship. The ship, it was a boat. I actually got a boat tattoo because Jack missed the boat one day. Can't done.
Nice one. I was going to say lightheaded. Remember we did
Oh,
lightheaded
God. Right, okay, sorry.
with Rob.
I forgot about
Rob
that.
Kane. We
Oh,
did one show together.
And it was magical.
and it was magic, and that was the end of the company.
I know, we literally ended the company. To be fair, this was a TIE company that I did with Rob Kane, and it was one of the easiest
Aye.
TIE companies I'd ever
My
worked
first
for.
job after college.
He was actually such a good guy to work for because he
Yep.
was like, nah, we'll start at 10. And anyone that's done TIE knows it's like a 8:30 call and build a 10-door set and all
Aye.
that.
Yeah.
Rob was like, I'll get you at 10 and we'll get a roll at Partick. Like it was, honestly, I'm not kidding. And then like on the way home, you know how TIE is like, I'm dropping you off at the meeting point that we met 5 hours away.
Aye.
We would get off the motorway and Rob would be like, get out, your house is all there. Like it was just class. And it was like a really fun show because it was forum theatre.
That's
Which
right.
we loved, and I did it for a while, and then I went back to college when I
Yeah,
must have done
yeah,
it
yeah,
before
yeah.
I went to college. Then I went back to college.
I think you got me the audition, maybe.
Yeah, and then he was saying he was looking for girls, he was looking for boys, he was looking for people. I couldn't do it anymore. Neil Bratchpiece that we did it with, he couldn't do it anymore, and I was like, mate, you'd be so good at it, and you went and did it, and you were great. And then the girl that was doing it couldn't
Kirsty.
do a show, Kirsty, who I got as well. It was
Yeah,
me
yeah.
who recommended Kirsty too. I ended up doing one random show, and it was me and you, and I couldn't remember what it was. I was like,
It was
I've
total
done this in about
improv.
5 years.
It
Like,
was, but it just was like, oh,
it
just go
doesn't
and
care.
do it like
It
we did
doesn't
before.
care. That's what was so fun because I love improv, and obviously we'd worked together,
Aye.
so it's not like we didn't know how each other worked. But I couldn't remember any script, and I had to play like 5 different characters, and you had to come in and buy a cigarette, and I was like, "But you wanting?" And it was like a packet of fags. How old are you? And I was like, "What is my life?" Like all these first years looking at me like, "I hate you."
That's right. Can I go back to maths?
I'd
honestly.
rather do geography. And I'm like, don't smoke with a snout at the
That's
back.
right.
But
Lightheaded.
yeah, we did.
That was good, man.
Lightheaded. That was good.
Joan Lingard play across the barricades. We did tour. It's all about touring. No, yay, that's yay. We had to do all that, and it was all about Love Across the Barricades by Joan Lingard, which was read widely in schools at that point. And we toured around with tag all over that map and
Aye.
beyond. And I don't think there's a village hall in Scotland I've no performed in.
Nice one.
Also, Rachel's a voiceover artist. That's how she keeps doing that amazing voiceover
It's
voice.
beautiful.
she's-
It's
Can you do it?
yeah.
Anytime.
By the way,
With tea and coffee or tea. There you go.
Yeah, I can perform in many different dialects.
she's worked in every town hall, all that, man.
I
I know.
know.
Every single
All
one
over
of
that
them.
map.
It is a
And
map of town
you
halls.
you turn up and you go, there's nothing here. There's literally nothing. I'm not even going to get my dinner. What am I going to do? I'm going to starve. And then the chip shop opens and there's like a hut and it's in a chip shop. And then everybody comes out the woodwork and the place is rammed, absolutely rammed. And you have a brilliant night and you have to fight the midges at the end of the night. But that's about it.
I mean, when we were
Take
in
two.
Stornoway and we went to that wee
Black pudding.
pub, and it was like all the locals were looking at us like,
Yeah, like who are these townies?
These are people from the
"Yeah,
mainland.
What? And I was like, can I get a pink gin and lemonade? They're like, you'll take a stout. Sounds
Thanks.
good. Thank
Aye,
you so much.
No lights, no shops,
None.
just sheep.
There was nothing.
There was
I
nothing
loved
there.
it. It was great.
Nothing there.
Slower pace.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Aye,
Honestly,
I'm
well,
looking.
it was a school show and the kids were like,
Oh my God.
wow.
And then they were like, do you remember the school that we went to? And they were like, our primary 7 student isn't here today. And we were like, we're Miss Eden. They're actually on a trip today. And we were like, all right. And it was to primary 7s to clarify that we were doing the
Aye.
show. So we're just going to bring the rest of the school in instead of the primary 7. And they kept saying primary 7, not plural.
Yeah.
Primary 7. Turns out primary 7 was one student and they weren't in. And I was like, what would happen if that one student was in? Are we doing a show to one student? So they're bringing the full school in. And we were like, oh my God, they're bringing the full school. Primary ones. And there was about 6 of them. And I was like, this is the full school.
No, but the teacher
There's
was like,
6 ways.
the teacher was like, ladies and gentlemen, these people are from the mainland.
And they were all like, ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
It's like C-3PO in Return of the Jedi.
It was wild.
Oh, man. Good times, man.
This
Good
was the
times.
tallest person they've ever seen.
Well, we saw Bigfoot in our school. Oh,
I
man.
was the bearded lady.
You are. You are. Yeah.
No, that was funny. Yeah,
That was good. That was
oh,
good.
Show busy.
Showbiz.
I forgot to ask you about London. You performed the Scottish
aye.
football show. It's not a football show, but the Scottish show in London. How was it received by the London audiences? There's a serious question after all that.
Jade's family loved it.
My family loved it.
It turned out that the pub was the head office for Norwich City Football Club.
Oh,
The
yeah,
guy
I
that
forgot
owns
about
that pub that runs it that's where everybody in London, the whole of London goes when Norwich plays.
Oh, wow.
And they had a big match on the second night, so we came in and the guy behind the bar's going, there's going to be a big match on tonight, girls, big match on, you need to be careful, there's going to be a big match on. And we were like, yeah, how bad can it be? And the place was rammed, it was so busy,
Oh, man.
we couldn't get out after the show.
Yeah.
But fortunately, there was like the Rami of the match playing on the big screen in the background, and all the folk downstairs going, "Hey!" It was great because during the show, the girls are watching a live match.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
it just added
That's
to the
really
It
good.
did actually, yeah.
That's really good.
But in answer to your question, no, it was very well received. I felt it was very well received.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
It travels because you would worry
Absolutely.
that it's just a Scottish thing, or in particular a Glasgow thing. But actually, the issues that you were talking about, all these issues that are being addressed, are universal. Really.
Yeah. Good
so
call.
I
Yeah.
think people can relate to it on
Yeah.
many different levels.
Yeah, probably ignorant of me to ask that, like, how would the English audience think that? But just you think that, don't
No,
you? Because it's so close to home.
Yeah.
And you go, how would that be? It's like, when I'm doing this and I'm talking to, like, an American person or whatever, I do the
Yeah.
accent. But I'm like, are they going to understand? Obviously,
Yeah.
they're going to understand you.
Yeah.
You speak the same language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of folk just think, oh, it's Celtic and Rangers.
Aye.
What's anybody going to care about down there about Celtic
Yeah.
and Rangers? But it's obviously more than that as well. Like,
It's two people who come from different backgrounds,
Yeah.
who have different ideologies about different topics, disputing those beliefs
Yeah.
and coming to an agreement that we're all human, and actually the things that they're arguing over are not valid enough to hate another person.
Yeah.
Like it's like your points are valid and you should have beliefs and you should believe in what you want, but it's about having facts and listening to other people's ideologies. It's the same with everything. You can put it into politics, you can put it into sports like this is done, you can put it into literally anything and
Yeah.
have a discussion. So even if you don't know what Celtic and Rangers are, you understand two people not agreeing with each other, and you understand two people with different beliefs coming together for a bigger common cause, and that is what this play does. And
Yeah.
also it's actually quite nice if you don't know about Celtic and Rangers, because what you do is you actually tune into the facts that we talk about,
Yeah.
the heritage
Absolutely.
and culture behind Celtic Football Club, behind Rangers Football Club. Like, yes, there's wee jibs in there and jokes about modern day football today, but they talk about, you know, immigrants coming over. They talk about the Royals, the connection between England and Scotland being Britain. They speak about so many things that aren't just the sport
Yeah.
football. Do you know what I mean?
It's not just about football. Yeah,
yeah, but you do get it because it's such a Glasgow thing specifically
Yeah.
that you go, is this going to read anywhere else that's not big on Rangers and Celtic?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it does.
It does. Yeah.
It's quite emotional, really. Like,
Yeah.
I actually feel quite like, not like, I don't know, there's been moments where I feel a wee bit choked up, like, as like, see when we kind of start to realise, and especially there's a point that I make, and you could hear a pin drop in the audience because it's so impactful. And I feel like then your character realises, oh no, why have I been doing that? And it's this weird kind of mutual, without saying anything, it's a mutual of, oh God, yeah, that's bad.
But I love those moments when the penny drops and it's like everybody realises at the same time. It's such a powerful.
It's so powerful.
Especially when they've just been laughing with me.
Aye.
And then you go,
And the
oh,
audience are like,
because-
oh, yeah.
I shouldn't have laughed at
Yeah,
that.
there was some of my friends were in the audience at the pavilion, and they said, yeah, when either of you made a point, you could see on some people's faces being like, oh, I've been saying that, or that's
Right,
actually
that's
really
a great
bad.
point.
And that was, like, that's goosebumps. Like, I've actually got goosebumps even
Aye.
thinking about it. Like,
Have you? I'm sweating. I'll tell you that right now.
yeah, no, it's really nice to think that a bit of theatre can be that impactful and actually get people to stop and think after they've literally just been laughing at bigotry
Aye.
and, you know, whatever, they're actually realising, oh no, I've been doing that. And that's exactly...
And that's
Yeah.
the beauty of Des Dillon's writing.
Yeah.
Has always been there from the start.
Yeah.
That's where the power comes from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
And on that note, all the best for the Fringe run. I can't wait to hear all about
Thank
it and come
you.
see it. Thanks for doing
Yeah.
this. Really appreciate your time.
See you soon.
I'll be in
Yeah.
touch for more episodes if you want. There we go.
I'm busy.
You are busy. We're all a show.
I am,
Which we never
thanks.
talked about. Maybe we should have talked about.
I've got another show after that as well. So
You want to tell us what your other
She's
show?
busy.
I'm in When We Were Young.
Oh yes.
That's going on in August.
Mhm. At the
It's on
Pavilion?
Pavilion. Yeah, so back at Pavilion, Airgate, a few other venues. And then I'm doing that at the same time as I'm doing Singing I'm Not a Billie, She's a Tim. And then after that finishes, I go into rehearsals and I've got shows in September for a show called Blame It on the Bucky.
Nice.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm basically Glasgow's Ned's sweetheart.
Love it.
I need to be honest, I planned that. I said it earlier.
You were taking the piss out of me for being transparent earlier on.
honest, Chris.
She's admirable as a guest. All right.
It's all about loyalty. Listen, I planned
True.
to say that, but actually I'm a Ned and I keep getting cast as a Ned and I've embraced it. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm in Blame It in the Bucky as well,
Yeah.
which is going to be an absolute hoot.
Oh, I've got
So-
Macbeth in September, no?
Oh yeah, Jade's two totally
Macbeth.
different styles of actors. I'm in Blame It on the Bucky
Macbeth.
And I'm in
and we've
Macbeth.
got Macbeth here, Lady Macbeth.
Lady Macbeth.
Lady Macbeth, that's right.
And
I know.
Rachel.
I've got a project to know. I get my wee Tuppence Halfpenny in here. A show that I've written about called Jean Genie,
Ooh.
which is about the Lee Jeans factory strike in 1981. I think that was in the jeans factory in Greenock, and we're going to develop that in the autumn, and hopefully maybe we can come back and talk to you about that being rolled out next year.
I would love
Very
that.
exciting.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
We're booked and blessed.
Look
I
at
know.
that. We
Booked
bore on
and
the end of
blessed.
that. Brilliant. Thanks
That's
very
brilliant.
much.
Get tattoos.
Tattoos. Get on the boat, but don't miss the boat.
82. It was a pleasure to see you. 82, over and out.
You can drop if you want.
Edit it.